What is up, everybody? This is Don't Joel Me, and today I'm going to be showing you the modifications I made to my LEGO LAAT Republic Gunship set 7676. I made quite a few changes to this, nothing that you guys can't do on your own. I know making a complete remodel of this and building it from scratch to do whatever it is that you want to do or how it to look like can be pretty expensive. So I made some pretty inexpensive changes to make this set as movie accurate as possible. So this is pretty much for the most part, the same exact set that you see in the original 7676 Lego set. And more so, it's just minor changes that just add a lot. So first off, to kind of start off with some of the smaller stuff, I did shorten this up here. It kind of depends on the screenshots from the movies versus the Clone Wars as far as how long this section is up here. I think this is a good medium. I prefer the shorter look. So all I did was remove two of the beams that were up here, and that's kind of not really anything. As far as the back goes, the only modification to the back here, which I'm really glad that this set actually comes with a handle, is you're going to see down here below that I did close off this whole back section here. This is where the speeder bike usually goes. I don't like having a speeder bike in the set. I think it takes up a lot of room. And even though in this version of the gunship, it does snugly fit into this, back hatch area, I just like having this space closed off. And that's just using, different lengths of reverse slopes and everything to just kind of match the length of the latch and everything. Except mine just popped up a little bit, so it's not going to close all the way. There we go. All right, so as far as the big modifications are, and you guys can probably already tell what it is, I have been able to keep the bubble turrets here alongside with making a complete door. And we're going to kind of go into how I did that. Now, there is a Clone Wars Lego gunship that has both of the doors, but doesn't come with a bubble turret, so this kind of finds an in-between. And we're going to go ahead and just open this section up. You're going to see that I pretty much filled this up complete with clones, including just some generic Jedi. And this is Commander Nate. You guys probably don't know who that is. That's expanded universe stuff that you can look up. He has a very, very, very small article on him. But he's basically just a red ARC trooper. Anyway, so as you can see, the set originally comes with this back door that functions in the same exact way that I have it here. Nothing about the back door has been changed, but we did go ahead and make a custom front door here so you could have it open all the way and you can have it close all the way. So we're going to go ahead and actually just pry this off, and we're going to take a look at the build. There may be a camera transition if this doesn't... There we go. Okay. So this is super, super, super easy to make. Like, I can't really express enough how easy this is to make. You guys can pretty much just see the build straight up from here. The only thing I'm going to go over really is the Technic part. Now, this whole section underneath here, obviously you can see it's made by like a 1x12 Technic brick. This is going to be a combination of some pieces. We'll go ahead and just kind of take this apart. And all right, so first we're going to start off with this lift arm piece. It's 4 long. It has 2 axle ends and then 2 pin centers. We're going to go ahead and just take a blue axle and pin, stick that facing down. And then we're going to take this, which is a pin with a pinhole in it. This piece is not super common, but we're going to go ahead and just stick that in there. Go ahead and put the axles in together. And actually for this bottom part, I just had the piece fall. But you're actually going to be putting in a spacer. One of those like Lego Technic bushings. Let me just see if I can find it real quick because it rolled into the floor. Okay, so we're not going to worry about right now. But what you're going to be using is the half bushing to kind of fill up the space. So this doesn't slide on and off. It holds pretty well, but just in case. And then finally, all we're going to do is we're just going to clip it into this farthest hole here. Not obviously the one that's tucked in behind the brick, but this one right here. And then finally, for the construction of the door, really all you have are just going to be a couple of hinges on each side. It's pretty much built exactly the same as this back door, just smaller. It uses the same 2x2 tile with the pinhole in it. And then this is just a 2x4 plate attached by some reverse tiles. And as far as the front goes, 6x8 flat white brick, and then a 4x10 up here with a 1x8. I call it the gutter piece because you see a lot in like Lego creator sets. It's what they use for gutters and for the trim of Lego houses. So I just call it the gutter piece, but it's a 1x8 tile that has these hinges on it. Again, it's pretty much identical to the door that's already on there. So we're gonna go ahead and just clip that right there. And we're going to go ahead and just push it in. This may also just take a second just because of the angle I'm at. Okay, there we go. So, and that's pretty much just how you make a complete door. I mean, you really don't even need to make any changes. Now, even though I did make modifications to the bubble turret, you actually don't need to make modifications to the bubble turret in order for this to work. You can just have the bubble turret exactly the way that it is, but I did want to go over this section because this is supposed to be more movie accurate as well. Now, in the original set, there's actually a 5 long archway piece here, and this gap is really open. It's 4 studs across, and I basically just closed it off. Nothing about this construction really changes at all, except for the fact that I just brick built with some extra. Let's go pick up the camera. All I did was I just took some extra 2x2x2 slopes here and filled up this space. And then I also made the bubble turrets really easily to be removed. This is just a 1x2 axle brick. This can come in white. I didn't have it in white at the time, but the good thing about it is that if you don't want the bubble turrets, you don't have to have it. Again, it looks a lot better when that brick is white, but it doesn't matter. As far as how I modified the bubble turret, let me go ahead and get the camera placed back down. Minor change to the bubble turret. This is kind of a contraption that I made on my own. This is going to be using an axle pin, a 90-degree axle connector, axle pin. Then we have a ball joint and a Lego Technic arm or hand piece for Bionicle. And then all we did is we took that 1x1 pinhole brick that was here and we just replaced it with a 1x2 axle brick. And that's really all I did. And then I just, which way is this connected? Just snap that on there. And this just allows it to have so much more mobility, especially in this position that it is. When you do want to open the doors all the way, you do have to move the bubble turret slightly, not too much. Actually, you could still use it perfectly fine with the door open. But this does allow it to just have more space to look around and everything. I believe I may have connected it incorrectly, though. Yeah, I did. Okay, hold on. This is supposed to be on the back here. There we go. Okay, and that's on the back, so you can look in this direction and also look forward at the same time. So those are the modifications I made to this. The only other change on here, which is really a personal preference, is this section up here. There is supposed to be the missile launchers up here. They're 2 Technic lift arms that just pring out the top, and I really didn't like the look of it. Like, I'm just gonna be honest, I was not a fan with the way it stuck out. I understand this is a toy. I understand it's meant for children, technically, but as with anybody who's watching this video, including me, myself, who's making it, I'm kind of going for a more accurate look, so I wanted to get rid of it. With that being said, obviously, I did not get rid of the handle. Other builds you'll see, they've completely curved this whole part off, so it really does just look smooth. But for me, I love the handle. I'm not gonna lie. Being able to still swoosh this around and do whatever you want, it really helps with display and everything. I really do like having that handle there. I'm trying to get the camera propped back up. There we go. And that's pretty much everything that I did with the gunship. I mean, there really isn't anything over the top that's been done with this. It's pretty easy construction and changes, and you really get a good look out of it. And whether that be that you actually just pull this door off and you make it look like the original set if you just want to do the bubble turret changes, or you could pull this off if you want to turn this, because this is a 2x2 roof tile, and then obviously the 1x2 Technic brick. If you just want to make this one big 2x2x2 slope piece, you can do that if you just don't want the bubble turrets or attachments there whatsoever. The brick vault version of the gunship, they made a bunch of different attachments, like they have the searchlights, and they just have a couple different things that you can attach here, so you can come up with different scenes like in the Clone Wars. That's perfectly compatible with my version as well. If you want to make searchlights on here, you are able to do that. All you'll need is just an axle pin connection, and then you can pretty much customize any attachments that you want. I do just like the bubble turrets. So Attack of the Clones, I've recently watched it as an adult. It's not really my favorite anymore out of the prequels. I've actually become probably one of the biggest fanboys for Revenge of the Sith. But I remember growing up, I mean, the whole Battle of Geonosis is probably one of the most memorable things about the prequels in general. So I just like having the bubble turrets here. It just, that scene is just really impactful. It made me just love the Republic, even though I do support the Separatists. I think it just adds a lot of character to the gunship. So anyways, that's going to be pretty much it for this video. Kind of a shorter one, despite this going into 12 minutes. It's only at 12 minutes because I've been rambling. But please, go make these modifications. It really just adds a lot to the set. It doesn't take a whole lot of work or extra pieces to do so. And it really just does the set well. And I do want to thank you guys so much for watching today, and we'll see you in the next video.